SEC hit crypto exchanges Binance and Coinbase with charges last week, and back in April, the SEC charged Bittrex and the crypto exchange's former CEO for allegedly operating an unregistered exchange, broker, and clearing agency. So I want to start off by asking you, what is your response to the SEC charges against your company, Bittrex?
Well, my company, Bittrex Global, was also included in the allegations against Bittrex. And we use Bittrex just to mean the US exchange, which actually is now wound down operations. Bittrex Global to mean the exchange that operates outside the US and never accepted US customers. And so that's kind of my main response is to the SEC, to anyone else. I used to have the joy of saying, one of the great things about being CEO of Bittrex Global is that because we don't offer our services into the US, we don't have any US customers, we never have and never will, we kind of don't need to worry about the drama that's playing itself out in the US. But of course, it turns out, other people took a different view. And we as a company wish we'd had an opportunity to engage with the SEC before they started their action against us.
I want to stop this video right now to really say that we already know Gary Gensler of the SEC is not qualified for the job. He's not fit for the job. And a lot of people are calling for his removal because he's just turning the crypto industry upside down. And as this CEO is going to say that they didn't give him a chance to defend themselves. And it's unfortunate that they're going this way, and that is why a lot of companies are moving their money elsewhere.
Fortunately, the very first contact we had with them of any kind as Bittrex Global was when they gave us the Wells notice, which normally, as you know, and your readers and listeners will know, will normally comes at the end of an extensive process to make sure that factual things are kind of bottomed out and companies have a chance to explain what's going on. We didn't get that chance. And then when we got the Wells notice, we asked for an opportunity to respond and to put our side of the story, and we were told, effectively, don't bother, we're just going to go ahead and sue you.
They're just going to go ahead and sue you, so don't bother to defend yourself. Don't bother to give a reason or an opportunity to explain the operations, your day-to-day operations of your company. And the guy said that he does not have any U.S. customers, so I don't know why Gary Gensler and his team seems to think that they could sue these individuals because of these upselling of the securities. But that's Gary Gensler.
And so we've never really had a chance to put our side and to defend ourselves. And now, we have those explanations, and the only place to make them is in court. So we intend to defend ourselves vigorously in court and demonstrate that, we at Bittrex Global have always prioritized doing things the right way, being compliant. We're regulated in two of the most robust jurisdictions in the world, in Liechtenstein and Bermuda, because we take compliance and law very seriously at Bittrex Global. And so we look forward to be able to demonstrate that.
Overall, what do you think about the recent enforcement action by the SEC against crypto exchanges?
Well, I think it's creating a chaos, right? A blanket of chaos seems to have rained down.
It is actually creating a blanket of chaos because no one knows what to do. And because of regulations, all he's doing is basically suing people into going out of business with Binance, with Bittrex, and with all these other companies. It's unfortunate that Gary Gensler does not know what he is doing and doesn't even bother to care about the crypto industry and where it might be going, or that the fact that companies are moving their operations overseas. They're opening offices overseas.
In the US, no one seems to know what to do and how to do it. And so even those good actors, and there are more of us than often get credit for, but even those people that want to do the right thing literally simply don't know what it is they're supposed to do. And so there's one of the things that led to Bittrex US deciding that it just had to cease operating in the US, because if you can't do the right thing, because the rules are so unclear and so opaque, then you can't operate at all. But the real losers is not an exchange closing down or a service being provided. The real losers are the customers. The real losers are the US citizens, because they're being failed twice. Not only are they being failed because they're not going to be able to have access to the services and products that they want in crypto that other people around the world are getting, but they're also being failed because the system, if you don't create a fit for purpose regulatory environment, all you do is lose protections for the individuals. And you've got to remember, compliance isn't for geeky lawyers like me or compliance officers. Compliance is ultimately there to protect customers. And what we've seen is the most successful regulatory frameworks are the ones that understand crypto, engage with crypto on its own terms, say, these are the risks, these are the opportunities, here's how to do it safely. In the US, you're trying to view it through the prism of traditional finance and say, well, is it a bit like a security, a bit like a commodity, a bit like a derivative?
I honestly think that Gary Gensler is just buying time by suing these people, so he won't really be focused on what the needs of the crypto industry is. And I just think he is really buying time because he has no idea what to do in this situation. So if he's suing everyone, it buys him time in order to come up with a solution or come up with regulations or what have you. But it's unfortunate.
The answer is kind of no, it's crypto, it's its own thing, and you're never going to be able to fit the square peg into the round hole, especially when that round hole was created nearly 100 years ago.
Now, it's important to note that in May, Bittrex US filed for bankruptcy just weeks after its operations here in America were shut down, as you noted, in response to the regulatory crackdown. Now, you're speaking with us from Europe today. A couple of months ago, EU lawmakers approved the world's first comprehensive framework for crypto regulation.
World's first comprehensive framework for crypto regulation. So this is a country that is moving forward, where they understand the benefits of the crypto and what it can do for society, for the country, and for human beings as a whole. But as Americans, we're always a little cautious with these things because we really don't know how it's going to play out. But with that said, in order to do that, you have to put regulations into place, and unfortunately, it's not a bipartisan thing as far as these crypto regulations are concerned.
This week, crypto-friendly VC firm Andreessen Horowitz announced it's expanding outside the US by opening a new office in the UK, saying the region's crypto regulation is the reason why. Do you think more crypto firms will feel compelled to expand offshore or leave the US entirely, especially amid this heightened crackdown here in the US?
The short answer to that is, of course, they will leave it because if they're being sued and then if there's no clear regulations, of course, as a business-minded individual, you're going to seek, suppose, quote, greener pastures or somewhere else in order for your business to continue to run.
Well, there's compulsion, but there's also excitement. I mean, the fact is, around the world, regulators and policymakers are realizing there's a real opportunity here. People are excited about crypto. People are excited to learn what it can do and how it can help. But they realize that the only way that it can be expanded is to do so with a robust regulatory framework. So we've seen MiCA in the EU, and Bittrex Global was one of the very few exchanges that was really in favor of MiCA from an early date. Unsurprisingly, because we're actually regulated in Liechtenstein, and MiCA is based on the Liechtenstein law, right, in many parts explicitly. So of course we're in favor of it because we voluntarily subjected ourselves to that standard, and we think being regulated to that high level is really important. But so yeah, we've got MiCA in the EU, we've got the UK with its forthcoming legislation. There was a consultation earlier this year, and we look forward to seeing what's going on with that. But there's other jurisdictions as well. We've got Mbara in Dubai, we've got Hong Kong, we've got Japan. All these countries are actually getting excited and getting involved. So, yes, there's compulsion to leave the US, and I think that's now so clear. If it wasn't before, there's this hostile, uncertain fog of an environment in the US. But this isn't slumping off into the corner. This is companies saying, right, we're going to seize this opportunity.
Thank you again for watching. This is my 2 cents on the SEC, Gary Gensler, and the whole crypto world. So unfortunately, a lot of cryptos are going under, and a lot of crypto companies will go bankrupt because of the actions or inactions of the SEC. So thanks again for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Peace out.